Alright, here's my attempt at a review of Harbor Freight's fabulous new Roadshock LED light bars and 3-inch square lights. I bought a pair of these 3-inch floodlights. My initial impressions were very good. Everything on the box looks really fancy. Good construction, yada yada, all the marketing stuff you'd normally see, vague dimensions, etc. From the outside looking in, they look like a pretty damn good thing. But I ran into an issue. Before I get to that issue, I'll give you a general rundown of what I found when I initially opened the boxes and whatnot. Sorry that this isn't a more honest, first opening review kind of thing. I don't know how to use video editors, so I'm doing this all in one shot. So, here we go. This is a Roadshock model 64322. It is a flood beam, 3-inch square LED light. Initial impressions are very good. They look to be well made. The casement is solid aluminum. There's a hell of a lot of heat sinking going on. Looks like quite a well-made piece of kit. The advertised regular price is $30 a piece on these. There was a $10 off coupon, and that was $10 off per light. So I figured, why the hell not give it a shot? $40. How bad could it be? Seems to come with stainless steel hardware. There's also a bolt nut and a spring washer for the center mounting point. 2 stainless steel screws go in the side. Stainless steel nuts go down in those channels, get held by the aluminum fin, and secure the light to where it mounts. The cabling, cabling looks to be rather good. There's warnings all over it, not for use on highway, etc. My intention is to use them as reverse lights. You can kind of get away with murder in that respect. This is a flood beam. They also have a spot beam. Flood beam is going to be a wide dispersion. Spot beam, as the name implies, is going to be a very narrow beam for looking like down a dirt road kind of situation. Let's go ahead and fire these up. Something that actually really struck me as being surprisingly good about these lights is they actually come with a pigtail. You don't just have to try to wire up 3 inches of wire that are coming out of the back of this thing. It looks like it comes with about 18 to 24 inches of wire that comes out of the back, and then you've got a pigtail that's a healthy 6 inches in length. So that's pretty fandancy in my book. I'll plug this into the power supply. They seem to light off around 7 volts, give or take. Probably more give than take. So let's bring it up, and yeah, there we are. Light off right around 5 volts, and these things are designed for 24 and 12 volt systems. It doesn't matter, you don't have to make any changes, switches, or adjustments. It's got a voltage regulator inside, supposedly, or apparently. Anyway, 5 volts, it just begins to make some light, and then around 9 volts you get full illumination. And I'll go ahead and take it up quite a ways on the voltage spectrum. Let's see if we can get her all the way to 30. There we got 30 volts, and it's still punching out the same amount of light that it did down at 9 volts. Yeah, there's 9 volts and some change. No visible effect on the light output. Quite bright. Good amount of heat coming out of the front. The heat sink doesn't seem to warm up. There's no foul smells coming out of it, so maybe we haven't blown anything up. Let's turn this bastard off. So overall, outside looking in, it looks like it's made pretty damn well. The only real downside from the wiring side of things is this pigtail is tinned. That means they've put some solder on the wires there. So if you're making a crimp connection, you might need to remove that to get a better crimp connection. Worse things have been done. But I did run into an issue with both of my 3-inch lights, which I found to be rather disappointing. And it's probably not the fault of an engineer. It's probably an issue with some corner cutting. And the issue that I found, let's see if we can see down in here. Anyway, problem that we have, these the nuts are nylock type. That means they have a nylon insert, and in that nylon, where the nut goes down into the fin there. Yeah. Once you get just a fair bit of torque on that bolt, the nut digs right through the fin, the heatsink, and prevents you from getting any more tightening out of that bolt. And what's really handy is there's one here and there's one here, so you're relying on these two bolts being tight enough to keep this from moving, so that your light, as you're driving down the road, doesn't just vibrate out of position. So yeah, being as there's only two of those, and I swear to God, the most torque that I put into this thing was finger force on this short end. This is maybe an inch and a quarter if we're generous. You know what I mean, guys. Yeah, that should not cause a fastener to strip out of its housing. So what's likely been done is they're using an undersized nut inside of here to secure these screws. And these things do actually come with pretty damn good instructions. Let me show you real quick. And I even read the instructions because I'm one of those freaking guys. So there's one copy of the instructions. Here's a second copy of the instructions, and through the magic of television, I'll read it to you and you'll just believe me. Let's see here. Move that over. Yeah. Move this over. Yeah. And insert mounting bracket into the back of the floodlight with holes properly aligned. Okay, did that. Using hex socket head screw number 6, that's this bastard, and washer 3, that's that bastard. Attach bracket to body of the floodlight on both sides. Now here's where we run into an issue. There is one spring washer. The instructions call for using 2 of them. Conveniently, that spring washer is for bolt 4. It is far too large for bolt number 6. Let me take this out of the bag. Hell, I'll take it apart. Sorry I can't get that screw out of the housing of the light, but as you saw, it spins, and it's a nylock, so it's not coming loose. So anyway, they want me to use bolt 6 with big-ass spring washer number 3, and somehow the spring washer is magically going to hold the bolt in the side of the housing, which isn't threaded. So then once we're done with that, we're going to thread hex screw number 4, that's this bastard, through hole in bracket and through mounting surface using hex knot 5, that's this bastard, to secure fitting. So this one spring washer that's clearly the wrong size for the mounting bolt, the bracket attachment bolt for the housing of the body of the light. So if you follow the instructions, you're not going to get anything done. And if you don't follow the instructions, the nuts, being too small for the housing's channel, are going to spin inside the housing. So I think it's going to be entertaining trying to return these things. And I won't be shocked if I pretty much walk in the door with a pair of boxes and they know immediately that I'm returning them. I cannot imagine I am the only person that has had a similar issue. But that's the only issue I had with these lights, which really sucks because from all other respects they seem to be rather good. But that blows. They're unusable with the included hardware. And I'm not going to go buy different hardware to try to figure out how to make those lights work when I could buy something for probably close to half the price on Amazon and have it here in 2 days. And I'll know that it's a piece of crap as opposed to this.